What do you mean they would add tires to the game in terms of DLC? That would never happen. Wait. Wait. Oh no. As you may or may not be aware, the developers for SnowRunner released their very own vanilla add-on tire pack, and I was kind of shocked to see this, as I'm sure some of y'all were a little shocked to see it as well. Now, let me know your thoughts and opinions on them doing this in the comments down below. I know I have some of my own, but we'll get into some of them a little bit later on in the video. Now, the other thing that I did want to talk about here as well is it essentially almost looks like they're kind of looking at what modders are doing and then going, hey, we can do that. And I'm not quite sure I'm entirely convinced. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an entirely vanilla setup. This Jeep is entirely vanilla. The suspension setup is entirely vanilla game. And so are the tires, because we are running the tires from this wheel and tire DLC package. So without any further ado, we're going to fire it up. We're going to get it out on some trails, and then we're going to talk about my personal thoughts on them kind of diving into this niche within the game. But we got to fire up the Jeep first. So let's go ahead and do that. However, all of the opinions about the tires themselves aside, I've picked a trail here that I like, and I do this trail fairly often in modded vehicles. So if this thing can do this trail with relative ease, then it should be, I don't know, we'll use it as kind of a gauge as to how good these tires actually are. And already, there seem to be a few issues. Okay, maybe a different line. I'll give you that. Maybe a different line. I'll give you that. I'm just waiting for like someone in the comments that only ever runs vanilla tires to get mad. Tell me I'm doing it wrong. Come on. Are you serious? All right, one more try. One more try. And I think I'm still going to use the wheel speed strategy here, because clearly the low speed and lockers strategy did not work. It is still not happy. It is still so not happy. Hold on. I shouldn't be doing this again. I shouldn't be like just fighting with this hill. I should just pull winch, but even if I do have to do a slight go around, I think that would be better than still pulling cable. Okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for that hill, because I feel like it was more the loose rocks than anything. Although still, it's not necessarily off to a great start after that. Now, moving into a little bit more about my thoughts on the tire pack as a whole, I think it's good that they're adding options and customization, but what I don't like is that so many of the tires in this pack are just a texture. They look like slicks if you look at them from the side. Now, obviously, these do have raised tread lugs, or rather tread blocks, but I feel like these are kind of the exception, and there are definitely more tires in this pack that have just a texture as a surface rather than actual tread blocks. There you go. Although I will say, credit where it's due, we haven't run up against anything that has completely stopped us yet. I love how, as I say that, we get into a really, like, almost stuck situation. Come on. It really is the loose rocks. They honestly just don't seem to be able to deal with the loose rocks, which, again, credit where it's due. There are a lot of modded vehicles and modded tires that have a hard time dealing with loose rocks as well. Easy does it. I mean, honestly, I feel... Whoa! That was a much bigger drop than I anticipated it would be. Honestly, we're carrying on a pretty dang good rhythm, though. The speed isn't bad. The speed isn't bad. And the traction is pretty dang good on dirt. It's just... Oh, it lacks so much once you get it onto some rocks. See, right there, like that, when they grab you. All right, come on. Make your way around. See, even on the steep stuff, like on dirt, totally fine. But these rocks are definitely gonna either be like a big problem or we're gonna just drive right over them. And it looks like problem was the correct assumption about these. I mean, once you figure out your line, you're pretty much okay, but I don't know. I'm definitely not sold on these yet. And I think the back and forth that I find myself in is for all of the other things that they could have been doing for the game and that they could have been spending their time on, I really don't know if making a tire pack for $2.99 was necessarily the best thing they could have done. And as a matter of fact, like, in my personal opinion, I think it was actually very far off from the best decision they could have made. Because if you think about it, this game has had so many issues for so long, and we're making tire packs? Like, I get that they want to have new vanilla content, but there's a lot of crap that they really just need to fix. And I think outside of the really obscure issues... Oh, come on! I think outside of the really obscure issues, where the time and dedication really needed to be spent was on the actual overall stability of the game itself. Oh, I love how we made it like super far up this hill before. Oh, apparently that was the line. The grip of these tires is so strange because it's horrible on rocks, but it's incredible on dirt, even when the hills are extremely steep. This honestly, like, it doesn't make much sense to me at all. Like, the tuning is very awkward. And just for the sake of consistency, I kind of want to test it on a different trail, a trail that really has no loose rocks. It's got some solid ones, but in terms of loose rocks, there's not really all that much going on. And there's a lot of sections on this trail that are super steep, and they should definitely, at least if I'm on target with what I think this thing's strengths are, it should do really well on at least the first part of this trail. This thing has one hell of a wandering issue. Although it is a Jeep, so I feel like that's not necessarily all that far off. Ooh. Okay, maybe try this one again. Almost there? Come on, vanilla tires, you can do it. Well, at least I hoped you could do it. Oh, there it is. Although it was a really odd move. It was like going from high range into low plus and then engaging the lockers at the same time. I really am still trying to wrap my head around what they were truly going for with the way they've dialed in the grip, because it's super inconsistent, especially considering how in some areas it actually grips better than some like modded tires, but in other areas it grips much worse than some modded tires. It really does kind of make me wonder what their overall goal and approach was for these tires. Don't mind me, just about to slide off the edge of a mountain. Although I will give it this. We have not run into a scenario yet on this trail where we needed to winch. And I think for a set of vanilla tires, it's fairly impressive. Oh, should we do it? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the side cut. And just so y'all are aware, this is a horrible idea. Don't do it. Oh? Oh, if I had a slightly taller tire, we'd be fine. Gah! Try again? But not really. But not oh my god! Come on. Come on. Oh, it really sank in. I just wish we had a taller tire option. That's what I feel like we're really lacking here, is a taller tire option, because with a 36 on this Jeep, you can only do so much. Like, don't get me wrong, the traction isn't bad, but it's just like, I feel like it's not entirely there for what you're gonna want in a scenario like this. Like, over stuff like this, it's not even a problem at all, but to be brutally honest, there's a lot of areas that have much more difficult wheeling to do than that. And no way do I dare going up there with these tires. These would not make it even remotely, probably not even like 10 feet up the freaking rock slide. But if y'all did enjoy this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.